Year 2022 and welcome to the Financial Goddess YouTube channel. I apologize up front, we haven't been posting regularly for nearly 2 months now, and that was due partially to having a great 3 weeks break where we've shut down and I just focused completely on the recovery and coming up with new strategic plans for this year for both the business and this YouTube channel, and also partially at reaching out to experts and other people that can help me to continue to improve this YouTube channel and make it as informative and as engaging for you as I possibly can. So bear with me, it is a continuous process of improvement. I've said it many times that like learning everything new, it is a steep learning curve. There is a lot of technical knowledge behind the scenes, and you can expect from those YouTube videos that they'll continue to get better and better over time. Originally, my first YouTube video that I planned for you for the start of this year was supposed to be all about the typical New Year's resolutions and planning for your business. However, as 2022 have started, we got hit with Omicron. And despite the fact that our governments have promised us open economy and the ease of doing business and asking us to learn to live with COVID and accept it as part of the norm, it has shown to be quite contrary, and it has shown to be a lot more challenging than if the borders were shut. The first challenge, anyone that ever has gone grocery shopping can easily testify that compared to pre-recent changes to the rules and pre-Omicron, you were able to go to the store and with a great degree of certainty be able to do something as simple as grocery shopping or purchasing basic hygiene products that we are all required to keep, especially in businesses, like hand sanitizers, gloves, face masks. At the moment, if you go to the stores, things are lacking. A lot of shelves are empty, a lot of basics are not there, and even if you're a business owner who's trying to follow all the rules, like I'm sure most of you are, just the stress and frustration of not being able to source the rapid antigen testing for your employees if you have decided to provide them free of charge, ensuring sufficient supply of face masks, ensuring sufficient supplies of gloves in, of course, different hand sizes depending on your workforce, hand sanitizers, antibacterial detergents, wipes, toilet paper, alas, once again, shortages. So we are facing a number of challenges. In addition, there is challenges with the actual supply chain as much as it's impacting on big stores like Coles and Woolworths. It's also impacting all the businesses out there. Every one of you that needed to order something for your business, any product, you know that the deliveries, there is shortage. There's shortage of truck drivers, and you know that those deliveries will be delayed. Furthermore, with the recent floodings in Queensland and now a couple of cyclones happening around the far north and the southeast, that further impacts on ability to receive deliveries. So, how are we going to feel motivated and kickstart this year? You're probably asking yourself that. If you're at the point where you're feeling completely over it and are feeling overwhelmed, then I'm hoping that through this video you'll find solutions and you'll find another way. At the end of the day, we are all in this together. If you're feeling motivated but just not quite sure where to go, then again, I'm hoping that this video will be able to point you in the right direction. So firstly, this is the time where you need to sit down and prepare for the worst but hope for the best. So look at your current business structures, the systems and processes that you have in place, and just assume that all of a sudden your staff capacity has reduced by at least 50%. and have a look at how your business can manage it. That's one of the biggest challenges that we are facing as business owners this year, is the ability to have sufficient staff to continue to operate the business as normal. So have a look at anything that you can implement. Can your staff, if they have to self-isolate for 7 days, is it possible for them to continue working from home if they are well enough? Is there procedures and procedure manuals in place in your office where you could get an agency staff, say have them ensure that they double vax and all sorts of things, bring them into your office, and can they read through that procedures manual and just follow that instruction? So hit the ground running straight away. Is that a possibility? Have a look. It's different for every business type and for every industry. So you as a business owner need to really be aware of what's happening within your business and what you currently have in place. If you don't have a procedures manual for every single one of your roles, this is the time to start asking staff to prepare one. And then make sure that someone else reads that procedure manual to make sure that the person who has zero knowledge about the job is effectively able to come in and follow it step by step and get the job done properly. Also think about options for contactless deliveries of services, and if you're in the services industry in particular, if you haven't already utilized online resources, start thinking about how you can ensure that your business has minimal disruptions and you can continue to meet your clients' demands. One of the key things that I'm going to draw your attention to is the cash flow. If you cannot find a way of ensuring that there is sufficient income coming through the door, then of course you won't be able to meet your ongoing business expenses. As we all know by now, the number one reason that most businesses fail is the cash flow, the lack of cash flow to continue to meet their ongoing financial obligations. So as a first point, I want you to do everything that you can to reorganize and review your systems and processes to ensure minimal disruption to your product or service delivery. Now, if you need more help and more information about it, feel free to get in touch with me directly. We can do some business coaching sessions around it. Alternatively, you can also reach out to at least 3 or 4 contacts within your industry and see what they have successfully implemented that has helped them overcome those challenges and ensures that the revenue stream is protected. That is your number one job. Everything else that you have to do this week or otherwise, forget about it. Your number one priority is ensuring that you prepare for the worst case scenario and you find ways of continuing to deliver your product or service. You might need to shift through your product mixture. You might need to think outside the box about how you can deliver to your clients. You might need to look into getting software or other systems put in place and train your staff accordingly to ensure that that is possible. Have your checklist and get that implemented. The second thing is, have a look at if you still have any cash flow reserves. I know we've all been through this for the last 2 years. Some of you might have drained your cash flow reserves completely. Have a look, both in your business and your personal accounts. Also then look at any liquid assets that you could easily convert into cash should you need to continue to meet your financial obligations. These are critical steps for you to take so you're not scraping through and trying to figure it out in the midst of a complete lockdown or in the midst of all of your staff not being able to fulfill the obligations and no income coming through. So these are very critical. Now, even in the event that you can have your product or service delivered online, the next part of the domino puzzles for you to start planning against is customer defaults. Again, depending on the industry, some of you require payment at at the time of transaction. So, for example, you can't place Woolworths or Coles grocery online delivery without a PayPal credit card payment. However, a lot of other industries, especially in the consulting services, we tend to provide a service, then issue an invoice, and we might have a net 7, 14 or 30 days payment terms. With the current economy, if the clients that you're providing service for are struggling to meet their ongoing expenses, chances are that they might be defaulting on a payment. So even if you have a great business model, even if you ensure that you can continue with minimal disruption to your business, there is still that other piece of the puzzle, which is your client's inability to pay your bills on time. So you have to factor that in. There are a lot of people at the moment that are going bankrupt. There are a lot of people, a lot of businesses that are going under as a result of this extended pandemic and the restrictions that exist on them. So start reviewing your terms and conditions. Start making sure that you monitor your aged receivables and make sure that you follow up with people promptly. Make sure also that you have very good relationships with your customers and clients. As a business owner, I cannot emphasize the importance of having very good relationships with your clients. It helps you to understand what's happening in their life, both personal and business, so it can potentially flag some upcoming challenges with their ability to pay your fees. But also it allows them to feel comfortable to come to you when they do have financial problems. And if that happens, I would encourage you to think of the solutions that are mutually beneficial, rather than playing the hardball with people. Ultimately, I'm a strong believer that you cannot get blood out of a stone. So if somebody doesn't have the money to meet their basic expenses, doesn't matter how much you're gonna threaten them with debt collections and legal fees that you're gonna be incurring. If they have no money to pay you, they have no money to pay you. But you will end up incurring further legal costs. So be smart about it. Make sure you build good, strong relationships with your customers and clients. Make sure you do review your terms and conditions and you have those ongoing conversations, and guard every dollar. Stay on top of your cash flow, at least in the current environment, at least on a weekly basis. Be fully aware of what's coming in, what's going out, where there's any frictions, where there's any delays. That activity should take majority of your time. Focus on your strategic planning for your businesses. The time is now. It's not when you're in the midst of the crisis. And ultimately, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're out of the solutions, you don't know where to go, you can book in a business coaching or consultation with me online, and we can organize it wherever you are, whether you're in USA, India, UK, Canada, Singapore. I've got clients all over the world. Or you're here local in Cairns or Queensland, Australia. I'm more than happy to do those business coaching sessions with you. I'm more than happy to do business health checks with you and pinpoint to you what KPIs you need to pay attention to and where are there weaknesses in your systems, and offer you recommendations. Apart from that, anyone that you know within your field, ask them. If they have successfully overcome this challenge, if they've implemented something, might be outside the box solution to the challenges, ask them how they did it. What systems are they using in place? And then don't be afraid to implement that in your business. At the end of the day, this is a new territory for all of us. None of us have lived through a global pandemic, a global crisis, but on the economic end and on the health end. We're all in this together, and the collective brain power is a lot better than any individual problem solving. So don't feel like you have to be this strong superhero and have all the answers to all the challenges. Just know where to reach out for help. And lastly, I do want to touch on the point of misinformation. Please, There is a lot of misinformation out there. The important thing is that in order for you to make the best possible decisions to stay safe and to financially survive the situation and even thrive, is to ensure that you know who are the credible sources of the information. Don't just buy into any panic or any sensational stories. Make sure that whatever you're looking at, whether it's a link that a friend or family has sent you, make sure that you check the sources of the information. Go out there and verify the information for yourself before you buy into something, even if it seems very plausible. Because there's nothing worse than you making decisions about your health and safety and that of your employees and clients and your financial safety and your business's viability based on some random misinformation that is more damaging to you than anything else. In order for you to be able to do proper strategic planning, in order for you to help your business to survive, to keep yourself, your family and your employees safe, you need to know what the reliable source of information is, and you need to be able to verify that information independently and check the credibility of your sources. Remember, in today's day and age, anyone can set up a website, anyone can post a video on social media or post anything that we want. It does not necessarily make it true, even if it's very popular. So be the smart one out there and make sure you verify your information, and any decisions and plans you're making for this year for your business and for yourself, you do it based on reliable and credible information. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel, and I look forward to providing you with more information and strategies how you can overcome this 2022 and beyond. Once again, Happy New Year!